Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Hermit energy, this is you. This is someone who is kind of shielding their energy from outside forces, distractions, negative influences, the haters, the naysayers, right? I feel like you got your head down, you're minding your own business, you're focusing on the things that are important to you, okay? I don't think that you're necessarily antisocial, but I feel that you maybe are a little bit less outgoing than you used to be. There's been a shift toward more introspection, more solitude, and more introversion, okay? And I think that there's probably a reason for this shift. I think typically you're very outgoing, very friendly, you like making connections, you like to socialize, yeah. But right now, I feel like there's deeper work going on for you. So right now you're a little bit hermit mode, and let's see what's going on, let's see why, and let's see where your path is taking you. You have an Ace of Pentacles that crosses you. Underneath you, an Ace of Swords. Behind you, a Princess of Pentacles. Above you, a Six of Cups. And in front of you, an Eight of Swords. There's confusion. There's an uncertainty here. There's an overanalysis. Okay? And so I think that really the vertical path is it. Because this prospect of what's happening in your life right now, the Hermit sort of being presented with an opportunity for a new path, a new relationship, a new job, a new material world opportunity. It could be a new relationship, a new business thing, a new venture, a new project. Just not sure. There's an overthinking that's taking place. You have to ask yourself if it aligns with you on the vertical axis here. Let's keep going. Here we have a Seven of Pentacles. We have an Ace, another Ace. Wow, 3 aces. We have a 10 of Pentacles, and we have a Star card. Holy smokes. So I think that the challenges here are interesting, especially the Eight of Swords, because you may be feeling as if you have doubts about yourself. I think you're doing some soul searching because you kind of feel like maybe there's nothing all that good out there in the world for you, right? Sometimes we think that we're not good at anything. These two cards together, right? I can't find anything I'm good at. I don't, sometimes you maybe don't feel like you're smart enough. That you look at other people who are successful and you kind of say, well, okay, what do you do for a living? How did you get to be successful? And they say, well, I had this idea to do this thing. I did this project and I put in the work and I became successful. And then you start to think, well, why don't I have those good ideas? Or, I could do that, but I maybe don't feel creative enough to have that idea. I could do the work, but I don't know what to do, right? And so very often I think we go through life feeling as if we're inadequate, feeling as if we are kind of lost, hopeless, doomed to failure or something like this. But realizing that the only difference between you and somebody that you admire who's very successful, right? Whatever that means to you, is that they found the thing, probably just by sheer luck. They found the thing that they would be good at, that they could do. They had that idea. And so it's not that you're incapable of succeeding. Of course, the Eight of Swords would try to convince you otherwise, that it's kind of a hopeless endeavor, that, our mind is getting in our way here. It's just a matter of finding the thing that you are very good at, that you can do, and that you will put the hard work into. Okay? You have just as much capacity as everybody else out there. The only difference is that some people find their thing before other people do. Some people, they just fall into it. I used to think that I was very uncreative. I felt that I wasn't good at anything, really, right? And so it kind of is not even a feeling of being mediocre, but even less than that. Feeling that we're just a failure. That's just life. That's just who we are. Realizing that you have to be open and receptive to that opportunity that is really going to allow you to shine. And we don't know where it's coming from or when. The idea is to take advantage of all the opportunities that come your way, even if some of them don't work out. Even if some of them, end up leading you down the wrong path. Okay, sometimes we have to discover what we don't want to do, what we are not good at, until we find the thing that really allows us to shine, to become the star of our own lives. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We'll set this down right over here with our lizard friend. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Let's take a look around the room, because we see the Hermit and we see the Star. Two major arcana energies only. It is time, Libra, for you to engage with the future and become the star. You are a star. And you need to reveal yourself as a star. I think the problem is that you've tried to do a lot of things in life that just didn't seem to pan out. I've had a lot of jobs in my life, never felt successful. Never felt like I was good at anything. Never felt that I was capable of being good at anything. I think that we get into that mindset, and it sabotages us. It gets in our way, and then we're not taking opportunities. We're saying no to things out of fear or hesitation. We're convincing ourselves that the failures that we've experienced are our own faults, and that nothing can change that. Okay? If we're open and we're willing to take a risk, and we're willing to take an opportunity and take a chance on ourselves, eventually we will find the thing that we are good at, or that we want to put the effort in to become good at it. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I was never very good at any of them, because I didn't really want them. I didn't really care. But doing these tarot readings, this is something that I care tremendously for. And so by doing this work, I got to be honest with you, I taught myself that, hey, I can put in the hard work. I can be successful at something, but I have to really feel it. I have to want it. Okay? And that's the interesting thing that we have here with your cards, because you have an ace, ace, and ace. Wands, swords, and discs. You don't have the Ace of Cups. So this is an opportunity that's appearing in your life. The Ace of Swords is saying that, yeah, you could figure out how to do it. Technically speaking, you could learn the information. Okay? You could put in the hard work. You know that you're capable of doing hard work. What's missing is that purity of heart, you knowing for certain that this feels right, that this is something you want to learn and you want to be good at. I've had a lot of jobs that if I would have put in the effort, I could have become successful. I could have done a good job and, climbed my way up the ladder, something like this. But I never really loved any of those things. This channel and my other channels, this is what I love. Talking to people like you, this is what I love to do. So this is something that I will learn whatever I have to learn. I will put in as many hours as I need to put in because I love this. And so it taught me a very life-changing lesson that I'm not inadequate, okay? And I think the same thing's going on with you. We don't have an Ace of Cups, but we have a Six of Cups. Because this is really what you're looking for, resonance. You want to feel like this is where you belong. You want to feel that there's some value here in what you're doing. I did data entry for a long time. I did some telemarketing. I did some driving delivery jobs. And I never really did much with that. I'd get a couple of raises, but that was always it. That was it. That was the limit. It didn't speak to me. I didn't care about it. I didn't find a deeper pleasure in it aside from it paid me money. And they kind of left me alone for the most part, so that was fun, you know, but I never really felt connected with the work. And so then when we meet with other people who we admire because they're successful, they're running their own businesses, they're just getting to the top of their field, it's like they really found something. And we think those people are so different than we are, but they're not. Maybe they got lucky and they discovered, before you did, what it is they wanted to really put in that effort to do. Anybody could be rich and famous and successful and whatever by putting in the work, by the aces, starting it, having the ability to put in effort, the attention, focusing on it, learning what you need to learn, and doing the physical labor of it. Some people are content with this combination, but you need the resonance, as do I. So we're very, very much alike, you and I. This is what you're looking for. This is the card that sort of overshadows the whole reading. This is the reading in a nutshell. Looking for something that pleases you on a spiritual level. Looking for something that makes you really satisfied with who you are. Makes you feel good on the inside, not just seeking pleasure and that sort of thing, but a deep love, a deep pleasure in what you're doing. And if this is there, all of this is going to work out. The reason why you have the Seven of Pentacles, failure, the reason why you have the Eight of Swords, interference, is because in things that you have done previously, you feel like you didn't succeed. They failed, you quit, you got fired, whatever, right? They didn't work out. They didn't blossom into abundance. Why? Because you didn't really care about them on that deep level. And you need that. Okay? You can learn the information. That's easy. You can learn, like, you're good at that. And you could do the work, sure. You're strong, you're capable, you have a physical body. But this is not resonance. You need something more. You need something deeper than that. Yeah. So, the Ace of Pentacles that's crossing your path, I think currently is this opportunity, and it's a new relationship. It is a new physical project, a job. It's a new path. It's something new. Okay? And it's something that you have the opportunity to begin. But the way you're looking at it is you feel the Eight of Swords. You feel like it's leading to just more confusion. It's basically your thoughts and your worries, your concerns, your doubts are just getting in the way. They're going to sabotage you. This is going to say, nah, I'm not going to do it because, like everything else, I'm not going to be good at it. I'm not that creative. I'm not that smart. So we half-ass everything, right? Not because we're incapable of whole-assing it, but because it just doesn't resonate with us. And it's to the point now where we're not even looking at the resonance. We're just thinking it's not going to work out. It's a foregone conclusion. We're already sabotaging ourselves before we get started. You're looking at the future and you're thinking, I'm not going to do a good job, so why bother? Okay? Why? Because things that you've invested in the past, things that you've tried to do have failed. Even the Princess of Pentacles back here. This is a frozen, a dry landscape. It is devoid of life. It's something that there's no abundance here. It didn't grow. Okay? It's something that has had potential, right? It's something that could have been great. Yeah, you could have been successful at this, but you weren't. And I think that simple fact that you could have been, it had potential, but it didn't pan out. That's led you to then believe that you're not capable of success. That's why your 10 of Pentacles is in the position of your fear, worry, concern. Okay. The reason why this didn't pan out, the reason why this potential, let's say this is your telemarketing job. You could have been the best telemarketer in the history of telemarketing, but you weren't. You weren't very good at it. You got fired. You quit. Whatever happened. And then we start to think, God, I'm just not good at anything. You know, we start to overthink it. We start to explain something as being a failure before we even start it. So it's not just, well, telemarketing, I was bad at that. Okay, well then, running a business, I'll be bad at that. Sales, I'll be bad at that. Manufacturing, I'll be bad at that. Why? Because I'm bad at everything. Why? Because I don't know. Because I'm not that smart. Really, it's just because your heart's not in it. Whether it's a relationship, a job, something at school, maybe it's college work, it's school work, right? Whatever it is. So we've turned our backs on any and every opportunity now. Now we're denying ourselves everything because we don't believe it's going to pan out. And we're afraid that success is meant for other people. That there must be something wrong with me because I don't have success. Underneath the surface, the Ace of Swords, you're a smart person, right? You know that you have the capability of learning and growing and sort of seeing something through till the end. Okay, this is a card of clarity, of certainty. And this may be the card that is, it's like an internal belief that may be saying, I'm not successful because I didn't get lucky. Maybe you don't really consciously acknowledge that you're just as good, as successful, as strong, as talented, as creative as everybody else. Okay. Maybe you don't recognize your own potential because it's never been fully connected with anything that will facilitate that full growth of that potential. See, the Princess of Pentacles could really become the Empress here. This could be, anything can be everything. But it takes commitment, it takes passion, it takes heart. It takes learning, obviously. So the Ace of Swords, it may also be that you're waiting for that one perfect situation, that one perfect opportunity. Okay. But I think part of our aces here are encouraging you to experiment with as many things as you can, because you never know which one you're really going to connect with. When I started these channels, part of me did. I said, I'm not that good at it. I don't know anything about YouTube. I don't know anything about tarot, really. I mean, I've been practicing it for a long time, but I never felt like I was that good at it. And so this self-doubt and this kind of helpless feeling that I probably shouldn't even start it because it's just not going to work. And maybe there are a lot of people around you that are discouraging you as well, but the Eight of Swords is usually, we're kind of doing it to ourselves. We're overthinking it. Whereas we could save ourselves a lot of trouble by not overthinking it and just giving it a shot. Because we never know what's really going to connect. Maybe something really unexpected. I think that's why Spirit wants this hermit to engage with life. Take advantage of as many opportunities as you can. 99% of them may fail. But you'll find the one. You'll find the one that you say, hey, this could be it. This feels good. This is something that really I enjoy. I want to commit myself to it. I want to study it day and night. I want to burn the midnight oil and sort of put in all the hours, you know. I really want to do the work. And then it sort of becomes easy. It's still challenging. It's still hard. It's still a lot of work. It's still tiring. You still get frustrated. You still have good days and bad days. But it's something that speaks to something deeper in you. And this is what you've been looking for. This is why everything else hasn't panned out. And the fact that things haven't worked out is then getting in your way of finding the thing that does. Because a new opportunity comes by and you say, nah, I don't want to do that. I'll be bad at it. I'm no good at it. Meanwhile, somewhere out there is hiding that thing that really is going to speak to you. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that once you start engaging with it, you're going to come to that realization that says, hey, I like this. I want to give it all my energy. Now, some days you're going to wake up, you're not going to want to do it. Some days I wake up, I don't want to come into the studio. I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to talk for 5 hours, you know. But once you get started doing it, you're doing it. And it feels good. If this were any other job for me, I'll be honest with you, I would have just called in sick. I would have just called in, and that's what I do most of my jobs. I'll call in sick. And I'll call in sick for a few days. And then I'll lie for a little while. I'm still sick. Then I'll just stop calling. And then it'll fade away. Right? And I'll just, eventually I'll get my final paycheck in the mail. Right? But if you've been with this channel for long enough, you've seen me here. I've had the big illness in the last couple of years. I've had a lot of colds and flus and sore throats. I've done this job with laryngitis, a couple of times. And not because I'm better than anybody else or more capable or certainly not smarter than anybody else. I found something that I love. I found something that resonates with me on that soul level. Now, before this, I had a job, data entry, 15 years. And I was paying the bills. I sort of enjoyed it. It was fine. Okay? So it's not to say that nothing is going to work out until you find that one thing. Yeah, maybe I got lucky. Maybe I did. Okay? But I'm not any luckier than anybody else. I like to say that if I could do this, anybody can do it, like literally. But you got to find, doesn't mean that you're going to go and start a YouTube tarot channel. Maybe you will. But it means you're going to find the thing. Whether it is a business thing, whether it's a sport, a hobby, whether it's a type of relationship, a certain person, a skill, a martial art, a particular job in a certain industry, or whatever it is. You're going to find the thing that you love. And you're going to give it everything you have. And that's why we have the aces. What we need is the Ace of Cups. Because you're looking for that unfoldment on that heart level, that resonance. Okay. And I don't think my words really are doing this justice. Okay. Because I'm really feeling this idea of like looking at somebody else and thinking, what do you do for a living? And they say, oh, I run a welding company. And they say, welding? Okay, wow. How did you get into that? I don't know, I just started welding one day and realized that I was good at it, and I turned it into a business, and I started a company, and now here we are. Now I'm running this welding company. I don't know. And then we kind of look at that person, we think, wow, you're lucky. Like you found something. You know what you're good at, and you had a plan, and you figured it out, and you worked hard, and you became successful, like a business owner, right? But they'd probably tell you that, well, I didn't plan to be a welder. I just sort of stumbled into it, and then it was resonating with me, and I just kept doing it, and I just got hooked. I started doing it more and more and more. Started doing it every day. Started doing it 4 times a day. I never missed a day, and it just sort of builds up like that. We don't always have to wait for the perfect thing. We have to try a lot of different things, fail at different things, until we sort of, something happens and we devote that energy to it. You're no different than anybody else, you know. It's just that welder, that person that has the welding business, they found something that they were willing to put in all the time, effort, energy, and or money into in order to make it successful. Okay. And a little bit of luck too. It's not all hard work. It's 90% perspiration, 10% good fortune. Path of the Serpent, let's talk about these cards, yeah? That's 7 of Pentacles. This is the feeling of failure. This is that sense that, like, that nothing you do is going to work out. That there is no success for you, that you're just not that person that can be successful. That is a very false and very dangerous belief. Okay? Because things have not worked out for you in the past, that doesn't mean anything other than you haven't found the right thing. It doesn't mean you have to stop looking. In fact, it means you need to look more. You need to look harder, faster. Okay. The Ace of Wands in the environment. I believe that what you are about to engage with is going to spark your interest. Okay. I think that it's going to excite you. It's going to seem very fun. It's going to be very energetic at first. It's going to require a lot of your time and effort and energy. Yeah. Things are beginning. This is the body, the mind, the will. Now we're just trying to get the heart to really connect with it, and then this is going to be everything. The 10 of Pentacles in the position of your fear, worry, and concern. It's kind of like that fear that you'll never be successful. This is maybe the fear that you won't be perfect, though. This is that fear that you won't find the perfect thing that you're meant to do. Well, no, you're going to have to go through a lot. It's a needle in a haystack, you know? And if we have this idea that things have to be perfect, or it's something I have to already be good at, or already be great or perfect at it, we'll never find it. Okay, so we start with the aces, we work ourselves up to this 10 of Pentacles. And I think this is, in some ways, discouraging you because you look at other people and you see that, people are successful. People have found like what they're good at and they became successful. And why can't I be that person? You can be, and you are that person. But you have to put in the work. And in order to put in the work, you have to want to put in the work. I'm perfectly capable of like being the best at data entry and really like climbing that ladder and really, I could have really like, you know, gotten good promotions at that company. I just didn't want it. And to admit that is a big step, right? To admit that is a good step. But to then be stuck in that job thinking that's the best I can ever do in life, that's going to damage you. Okay? Because if there's a lack of contentment there, if there's a lack of love and joy, if there's still a feeling of failure, and I just guess I just got to settle for whatever's out there for me. I got to be a low-level data entry clerk for the rest of my life because that's the best I'm going to do. Me? Yeah. I should just be happy that they let me keep that job. Right? And that is kind of that's a very dangerous mindset. Yeah. The Star card at the end. Your destiny is unfolding. Spirit wants you to be the star. Be the star of your own life here. The hermit has to throw off the cloak and find the pathway to your own star, to your true self. Because it's out there for you. Okay, it's out there for you. You're not going to find it if you're not willing to try and fail. You have ace, ace, ace. If we get the Ace of Cups, maybe everything clicks. And until then, you keep searching. Okay? This is something that can pay the bills, something that you're interested in learning about. It's something that is within your capacity to your willpower to do. You just need the heart. You need the Ace of Cups here somewhere, and then everything clicks into place. I kind of want to peek at the mystery card. I think you have really great energy here. I think that it's important that you take risks, that you take chances, that you take advantage of every opportunity. Even if you try it, you fail at it, fine. You try it, you feel like, I don't like it, fine. But don't let your assumptions ruin something before it even gets started. Don't believe yourself to be a failure at something before you even try to do it. See if it resonates with your heart. If it does, put in the energy, the effort, the time, the money. Learn the skill, learn the craft. Put in the hours and be successful. Get wealthy doing it. Anybody can be rich, famous, wealthy, successful, whatever your definition of wealth and success is. Anybody can be that. You gotta find the thing that speaks to your heart, your soul. Okay? And what does that mean, right? You think that guy that runs the welding business, you think he or she always loved welding, and that's their passion is welding. That's what resonates with their soul, welding? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they had no idea how they'd feel about welding until they started doing it. And then they realized that, hey, I can make some good money doing this. I don't mind it. I like it. People are different, you know? We all have pretty much the same capacity, the same potential. But we're all going to like different things. You know, somebody might think of a welding business and say, "Oh God, it's torture. Oh, I don't want to have a welding business, even if it pays me $1 million." Somebody else might say, "Ooh, welding? Yeah, that sounds cool. I'd love to be a welding business owner, even if it only paid me a couple of bucks a day. I would love to do that." You know, everybody has different tastes. We are all stars. You got to find out which star you are, right? We're all stars. We are all stars. Let's look at the mystery card. Please be the Ace of Cups. Please be the Ace of Cups. I doubt it. I doubt it will be, but don't worry if it's not, okay? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. A Queen of Wands. This is good, because a Queen of Wands is someone who can put an end to something quickly. You don't have to, this is basically a card that's saying don't waste time feeling stuck in something that you don't want. Once you realize that, oh, hey, this doesn't have the resonance I want, then I'm done. What's next? You don't have to cling to something thinking, I can never do better than this. I better just have this. I should just be lucky that they let me, have this job, right? And yeah, I know we need job security. Things are tough out there. We all got to earn a living, okay? As far as the energy and the beliefs go, be ready to say, no, this isn't it. Put it behind you and keep looking. Hold on to that steady job that you have if you need to, and, etc. But be responsible. Obviously. The Queens of the Tarot are always dealing with an ending. This is talking about how you process an ending. You're not getting so sad and depressed over it. You're saying, okay, that wasn't it. Let me keep looking. Let me try the next thing and see if that's going to be it. The Queen of Wands knows instantly if something resonates with it. Yeah. Because remember, this is what you're looking for. It has to please you in some way to do it. It has to make you want to do it. You want to put in the hours. You want to put in the work. You want to put in the mental effort. And if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't harmonize with you, it doesn't feel good, the Queen of Wands can easily and cleanly break with something, put an end to something fast, and move on. Of course, you could still have the job, like I said, but Not to feel as if you have to cling to something and limit yourself to something, even if it's not resonating with you, just because it's better than having nothing. Just because you feel that I should be lucky that I have this job and I shouldn't want anything else. Let me just be content. Let me just be happy. I think this is that perfect card. That's showing we're going to keep going until we find the thing that we want to be successful at, that you truly, deeply want to do, and become successful at it. Okay? It doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is how and why. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Libra on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.